guilty to understand that.
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to require the state to prove that guilt beyond a reasonable doubt for each and every element of each of the charges against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
At your trial, your attorney would be able to question any witnesses, confront and cross-examine those witnesses who testify against you at trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And further, your attorney would be able to call your own witnesses, and I could order them to be brought in if they did not appear on their own. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So that would be the subpoena power that you have as a defendant. Finally, you would have the right to testify. No one could comment or use it against you in any way if you chose not to, and no one could force you to testify. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Understanding these rights, are you waiving your right to a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, additionally, because you are pleading guilty to the agreed charges, you're waiving your right to appeal the finding of guilty on those charges. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in terms of the sentence, there's no agreement as to the sentence. So at sentencing, I will review your appeal rights. And you would not be waiving your right to appeal. There's also no mandatory prison on any of these charges. So it would be up to the court based on all the sentencing factors, what level of sentence I would give you. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't want to gloss over the violent offender form. So basically what the violent offender database is, once you are released from prison, you would be required to register with the sheriff in the county in which you intend to reside within a period of time. And then you would need to enroll with them every year. And if your address or anything changed, you would be required to provide your name, residence, social security number, driver's license number, information regarding the offenses for which you were convicted or pled guilty, the name and address of any place where you were working, going to school, license plate number of any vehicle number operated by you or registered in your name, a description of any scars, tattoos, or other distinguishing marks on your person. You also need to provide the sheriff with fingerprints and palm prints, get photographs of you at the time of enrollment, and then, like I said, you have to re-enroll annually, and that is for a period of 10 years. If you change any addresses or any of the information, you need to update it. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to actually read this to you at sentencing, but I just like to make sure it's clear on the record. You understand what the violent offender registry entails.
I do.
Okay. Finally, if upon completion of your prison sentence, if you serve your entire sentence, then upon release, you would be supervised on post-release control for a mandatory minimum of 2 years up to a maximum of 5 years as part of your sentence as determined by the parole board. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you violate the terms and conditions of supervision under post-release control, the parole board can return you to prison for up to 9 months for any one violation, up to 50% of your stated minimum sentence for all violations. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're convicted of a new felony while in post-release control, the sentencing court in a new case can not only sentence you on their case, they can sentence you to a consecutive prison sentence, in this case of 1 year, or the time remaining on your post-release control, whichever is greater. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about post-release control?
No.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're waiving or any of the consequences that you are facing in this case?
No.
Over 90% of cyber attacks start with an email. Hackers can create targeted attacks that can get around traditional email gateways and exploit unsuspecting users. Barracuda Email Protection is the industry's most comprehensive email protection platform. We use multiple layers of protection to prevent threats, automate response, and quickly recover from any data loss. We combine email gateway defenses with AI-based email security to stop all types of email threats, including advanced threats like business email compromise and account takeover. We even check for threats already in your inbox. The protection includes a web security layer.
Okay. So at this time, I am going to take your plea. On count 1, knowing what your rights are, what the effect of your guilty plea could be, how do you plead to kidnapping a felony of the first degree? And count 2, kidnapping a felony of the first degree, how do you plead?
Good.
Count 3, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree, how do you plead? third degree, how do you plead? Count 6, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree, how do you plead? Count 7, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree, how do you plead? Count 8, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree, how do you plead? And count 10, strangulation, a felony of the third degree, how do you plead? Okay, I will find you now been informed of your constitutional rights. You understand the nature of the charges, the effect of your guilty plea, and all of the potential penalties and consequences that could be imposed. I'm also going to find that you've made a knowing, voluntary, intelligent waiver of your rights, so I'm going to accept your guilty plea and make a finding of guilty on all of these charges. I will dismiss counts 9 and 11 for the agreement of the parties, and I believe the state has requested some time to prepare for sentencing. Yes, Sean. And then, so that I don't forget, because I did, in case 2023-10-3527, the charge is escape, a felony of the third degree. How do you plead to that case, sir? Okay. So, is an hour appropriate? Can you be back at 11:30? Yes, Sean. All right. So we'll be back at 11:30, and we'll take a break and give the state some time to prepare for sentencing. And then at 11:30, we will proceed with sentencing. Thank you.
We're focused on creating tools that work faster, safer, better. For job site leaders who do the same.
Press.
On behalf of the state, prosecutor Mitchell, and Williams, and here, so. Prosecutor Mitchell, how did you want to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the victim, Chloe Jones, is present with her mother. We also have our victim advocate, Rachel Kane, present. It's my understanding that at this time, the victim would like a statement read by Rachel Kane for the court. At this time, we would wait until Rachel Kane does speak on the victim's behalf, and the state would like to be heard. There's also several pieces of evidence that would have been presented at trial that we think is pertinent and should be shown for the court. Prosecutor Emily Williams will then play those few short video of the defendant during this time of captivity for the court.
All right. Rachel?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is on behalf of Chloe Jones, victim in
My name is Chloe Jones. A year ago, I was homeless and I came to you because you promised me shelter and safety. But that isn't what happened. You held me captive for 4 days, beat me within an inch of my life, strangled me, poured gasoline on me, and told me that you would burn me alive. Continually threatened to kill me. You made sure that I knew my life was fully in your hands and that you had complete control over me. You strangled me over and over again and told me, don't pass out. If you pass out, I'll cut your throat. All that time, all I could think about was my son and that I would never see him again. In fact, you promised me that I would never see him again and that I would never make it out of this alive. You held me under the constant threat of death by holding a knife to me. What happened to me over the course of those 4 days has changed me forever, not only mentally, but physically. Because of you, I have a traumatic brain injury that I will forever suffer the effects of. Because of you, I battle anxiety and PTSD, night terrors, even in my sleep, I get no rest. It is an effort just to go outside, constantly fearing that this will happen to me again. But know that I will continue to live my life. You no longer have power over me, and I am the one in control. After this day, you will go to prison, and I will go back to my son, my family, and those who love me. I will continue to grow and live and heal despite what you've done. Your Honor, he has done these horrendous things before, and he will do it again. I don't ever want him to have the opportunity to hurt another person. He needs to go to prison for as long as possible. 25 years is not enough. He will still be a strong man in 25 years and still capable of hurting another. No time will ever be enough, but Your Honor, I have faith that you will hear my story and the state's argument and make the right decision. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna need you to state your, first of all, make sure that light is blue there.
Hi, my name is Jessie Barham. I'm Chloe Jones' mom.
All right, could you spell your last name?
Barham.
All right, and then,
Thank you so much again. I did not prepare a statement because of the fact that I did not expect things to go this way today. The fact of the matter is that this man should not have even been out. He should not have even been free, because this is not the first time that you have abducted a woman, held her captive, and tortured her for days on end. This is not the second time that you've abducted a woman, held her captive, and tortured her. This is not the third time that you have abducted a woman, held her captive, and tortured her. This is actually the 4th time that you will be convicted of abducting a woman, holding her captive, and torturing her. You should never have been out on the streets in the first place in order to harm my daughter. And I pray to God, under these circumstances, that Your Honor, you hear my daughter's story and know his story. Because it's not if he will offend again, it's when he will offend again. And when in 25 years, he will be still a strong man, probably stronger because they lift weights in those freaking jailhouses. He will be a danger to society. He waited 2 months after his second conviction and serving 18 months in prison. He waited 2 months before he offended again. 2 months before he kidnapped another woman and tortured her. My daughter should never have been your victim. You poured gasoline on my child and threatened to burn her alive. You beat her over the head with a baseball bat. You beat her from head to toe for days. You punched her in her face so many times over the course of 4 days that she has paralysis on her left side of her face.
Nestled between summer's happy chaos and the holiday hustle bustle is Scottsdale's best kept secret. Opulent autumn is the perfect time to reset, find your balance, and embrace the thrill of new discoveries. From sunny Cimarron Desert and pampering spa treatments to culinary delights from our celebrity chefs, Scottsdale has all the ingredients for a luxe, relaxing getaway. And if you'd like to add a little holiday sparkle, we've got that too. Visit onlineinscottsdale.com today.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $37.50 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Together, let's drive at your Southern California Chevy dealers.
She couldn't even open her eyes. She had blood dripping out of her ears. She had a brain bleed and was in ICU for 3 days. You did this to my daughter. You did this to my child. And you're not a man. That's not what a man does. A man protects women. You are evil. You're a villain. And you should never be allowed to see the light of day ever again because you are a predator. And you have an MO, and you've proven it time and time and time and time again. This will be your 4th conviction for the exact same offense. Oh, I'll say it again. 4th time. 4th time. Your Honor, my daughter is never going to be the same. She can't retain any new information because of her. She has a traumatic brain injury. She cannot even retain new information. She as far as working, she's not able to get a job, not only because of the physical, but because of the psychological damage that has been done to my child. She's going to suffer probably way longer than him, which is not fair.